It's between two
it's
people.
It's irrelevant who I'm supporting.
No, it's not.
We're talking about Kamala Harris being honest and forthcoming in her answers.
It's very relevant, and here's why.
Months and months into her campaign, she still can't do it.
It's very relevant, and here's why. We have two choices in this election. It's either be Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. You're making the case that, poorly, I would say, that you think Kamala Harris is very dishonest and she doesn't tell the truth. Who are you voting for? If you want to talk about honesty, who's more honest?
One more.
No, you're going to answer. No, you're not going to. You're not going to interview me now. I'm going to ask you a question.
I'm going to answer you.
No, you're not.
I will answer you.
Who are you voting for? Who do you think is more honest with the American people, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris? Why don't you answer that one?
Either one of them is honest.
Oh, give me a freaking break! This is the guy who lies about the.
I'm gonna give you the. I'm gonna give you the
You just lost any credibility that you might have had, Muhammad. It is out the window, my friend. It is out the window.
So, Brian, is she black or not?
Are you
That's
kidding
another
me?
one she hasn't been able to answer.
So now I'm going to make an assumption about you.
You're going to call me a racist?
No,
because that's that's your go-to.
No, here's my.
No. Race. It's about her honesty.
Okay,
she's not honest.
Okay, dope. Here we go now. Okay, and here's why I'm calling you a dope now. Because her father was born in Jamaica. 94% of people that are born in Jamaica consider themselves black. This is not a serious question. I'm going to ask you a question now, and you haven't answered it yet. Who do you think? Now, you said both of them when I asked you, who do you think is more honest? Do you think Donald Trump is a racist? And do you think it's possible for somebody to turn black?
I don't believe that Donald Trump is a racist.
Oh, okay. You don't. Okay.
And let me just tell you why. All right. Let me answer your question.
Sure.
So since we're having a discussion, I find it amazing that Donald Trump was championed by the rap world, but he endorsed Jesse Jackson.
He wasn't championed.
Did you forget that?
Okay, hold on a second.
Did you forget him endorsing Jesse Jackson?
Let's go rewind. Just
and
because you have
hands
just because you have
and all of them.
Just because
when they all wanted his checkbook to get opened up, and they wanted to rub elbows with him, he was okay.
Muhammad, you just said something
that's not true. He declared he was a Republican and running for president.
Okay,
amazingly, he started to become a racist.
Muhammad, first of all, just because there are a few little idiots that are supporting Donald Trump doesn't mean that the entire rap community supports Donald Trump. By the way, one of the biggest.
Oprah's an idiot.
Excuse me.
Oprah's an idiot.
Excuse me.
Is that what you're saying?
Excuse me.
Is Jesse Jackson an idiot?
Excuse me.
Al Sharpton
will you let me? Hey,
I'm going to answer that one.
Okay, I'll answer. Hey, idiot! Why don't you let me finish without interrupting me? Why don't we start there?
Well, because that's what you do to everyone who calls and disagrees with you.
No, I don't. One of the biggest rappers in the last 30 years was on a stage endorsing Kamala Harris. That name is Eminem. So don't you give me this nonsense that all those big names and the majority of people in the rap world are supporting Donald Trump. There might be a few idiots that are, but most of the people in the rap world, just like most African Americans in this country, will not be voting for Donald Trump. It's why he didn't get 15% of the vote in 2016. He didn't get 15% of the vote in 2020, and he ain't getting 15% of the vote in a week. So don't you give me this nonsense that it's not okay.
I'm not talking about today, Brian. I'm talking about in the 80s and 90s when they all were in his. They all wanted to get in his.
We're talking about right now. Right now. Well, you know what? You know what? In the 80s, in the 80s and 90s, he wasn't a 34 count felon, liable sexual abuser.
All true. But what I'm getting at is you to the heart of your question. Do I think he's a racist? And I just gave you some valid reasons why I don't. And there's been a lot of anecdotal stories about why he isn't a racist.
Hold on, let me ask you. Let me ask you something else. Hold on.
That he has
hold on. If this is an anecdotal, the thousands of lawsuits because he did not want black people living in his properties in New York City that he had to pay out.
That's an absolute lie.
No, it's not. Look it up. Look it up. He had to pay out a ton of people.
On your show, you were saying that there was a video of him groping.
No, I didn't. And you're changing the subject. Here's what I said.
Got the guy on.
Here's what I said. Here's what I said. I said there. Okay. First of all, that has nothing to do with my question about the discrimination lawsuits against Donald Trump. So if you can prove me wrong there, go ahead. No, wait.
At the end of the day,
at the end of the day, everything you say is wrong.
We get it. You hate him.
No, I don't.
You will never
I do hate him.
You've said it. You'd vote.
You know what I do? I'm going to be.
I'm going to be over him. I get that.
Okay, I'm going to be as honest as I can with you. Let me tell you who I hate besides Donald Trump. I hate people that are so dumb and gullible that they believe everything that Donald Trump says and they misquote me. What I said yesterday, you dope, is that when it comes to an alleged video that may be coming out. I never said it was 100% definitive. You are a liar and you make things up.
Right? Okay.
Who won the 2020 election?
And listen to
Yeah,
the
you
show
do
from
that.
yesterday.
You do that. You go back. And
I am going to email you the clip.
Good.
You right before
what
you
is it
had
going to be?
on,
Muhammad at the KKK.com? What's your email? Give it out on the air.
No, I'm going to email you.
Yeah, I know. What's your email? Muhammad at theclan.com. Tell me what your email address is. Who are you voting for?
Oh, well,
who are you voting for?
To you, it would be Mohammed
who won the 2000? Who won the 2020 election?
Biden did.
Oh, free and fair.
He's our president.
Free and fair. I didn't know, but did he win a free and fair election?
Absolutely, it was a free and fair election. Was there?
Well, I'm glad you have to. I'm glad.
And issues.
So what do you think?
Over?
So what do you think about?
Every election,
so what do you
Brian.
think? So what do you? No, this isn't every election. What do you think about the fact that there was something called January 6th, and he still says that Biden lost and he won in a landslide? What do you think about that? Does that bother you at all? Or do you care more about fracking? What do you care more about fracking or the fact that our own guy who's trying to become president is a 34-count felon sexual abuser? Do you care more about that or fracking?
You've done it again. We were talking about Kamala Harris, and all you want to do is rag on Trump.
No. Answer the question, you MAGA dope. Pot him down. Answer the question, you MAGA dope. What do you care more about Donald Trump inciting an insurrection where people died? The fact that he won't admit he lost the 2020 election? The fact that he gave COVID test kits to the Kremlin during COVID? The fact that he rubs shoulders with evil, murderous dictators and praises them? Is that more important to you, or is fracking more important to you? What's more important?
Did she do a good job at the border? Answer one of my questions.
No, I asked you first.
No?
Did
she let 10 million illegals into the country?
I will answer your question.
Are they killing people? Are they
committing crimes? Hey, MAGA. Hey, MAGA wax. Get the MAGA wax out of your ears. I'll answer your question the way you answer mine. You don't answer my question with a question. I'll ask it again. What's more important to you? Fracking and the fact that Harris might have changed her views on fracking, or the fact that Donald Trump incited an insurrection? There was no peaceful transfer of power. People died that day. The fact that Donald Trump wants to rip up parts of the Constitution and he's never said one negative thing about Vladimir Putin. What's more important to you? Fracking or that stuff that I just brought up? Why don't you answer the question, you dope?
Let me answer.
Please.
Let's make a gentleman's agreement before I answer that you will answer my questions after I answer yours.
Sure. I've been begging for that the entire phone call, you idiot. Answer the question.
I think that it's January 6th was absolutely awful for our country, and it was a bad look around the world. And I do think while he can't control what people did, I do think that he aided and abetted with his remarks what happened on that day.
Okay, so that's obvious, but you're not. No,
how's that for an answer?
You didn't answer. I said, what's more important? No, I didn't. I didn't ask you what your opinions were on January 6th. I agree with you, but that wasn't my question. I'm going to try.
I think fracking is more important because January 6th passed already, and fracking is something she could impact in the future.
So fracking to you as a voter. So I just want to clarify your answer.
Yeah,
fracking is more. Fracking is more important than January 6th.
Let me talk. Fracking will impact jobs in Pennsylvania and other states in this country, and jobs, and us being independent.
Lowest unemployment we've had in 50 years. If you care about jobs, if you care about jobs, you're voting for Harris. Lowest unemployment rate we've had in 50 years.